to you today. I hope you're doing well. We're going makeup lists today. Let's say it's in honor of Pamela Anderson, whose diet we're gonna be trying today. You guys like these videos, it seems. We've done Travis Barker. We've done Kourtney Kardashian. We've done Grimes, who surprisingly a lot of you didn't know who that was. But today, I think there's almost nobody on the face of this earth who doesn't know who Pamela Anderson is. Well, maybe like Gen Z and Gen Alpha, Zeta, Tri-Delt, whatever's next. Might not know, but I think most of you probably do. Pamela is such an interesting figure. She is brilliant. She's an activist. Obviously, she's an actor. She is very passionate about food and the environment and animal welfare. She has testified the case for vegan meal options for over 600,000 Los Angeles students. She was an executive producer on Game Changers, that documentary that went pretty viral a couple years ago. She called on the UK government to stop using real bear fur for the soldiers' hats. Pamela Anderson wrote to Prada on behalf of PETA and asked them to remove all fur from their collections. And then in May of that year, they actually agreed to do that. She urged the president of Texas A&M University to stop conducting muscular dystrophy experiments on golden retrievers. Since then, the lab is closed and those dogs are in new homes. I mean, talk about impact. She is walking the walk, okay? In preparation for this video, I watched another video by Abby Sharp. I will link that below. It was super helpful because she condensed a lot of the different interviews that Pamela's done over the years about what she eats. Now, in Abby's video, it's worth watching that one on its own. There's different recipes to be had in both places, so thank you, Abby. Let's start off with breakfast, shall we? For starters, Pamela is giving us the best of both worlds, sweet and savory breakfast toast. So let's get going.
So we're gonna start with our sweet toast, and we're just smother it with some peanut butter, or you can use almond butter, and then we're gonna slice up our banana. You just go ahead and fit that right on there. Pretty self-explanatory. And I'm just gonna top that with a little bit of cinnamon because it tastes good and it's a little fancy. All right, for our savory one, we're gonna slice up our avocado. I like to cut it up into smaller cubes so it makes it easier to mash once I mix everything together. And once we've got that in there, we are going to add some lemon juice. I usually use apple cider vinegar, but I had this little end of a lemon left, so I wanted to use it. Some salt, some pepper, some red pepper flakes for a little bit of spice. Mash that up. It doesn't have to be perfectly mashed. I like mine a little bit chunky, and then just spread that over your toast. Then we're going to add some nutritional yeast and slice up some nice organic cherry tomatoes and put those all over our toast. And I like to drizzle a nice quality olive oil over the top. And that is it, everybody. We got a sweet, we got a savory. I mean, they look gorgeous. They look delicious.
Look at that. Oh my goodness. This looks divine. Wow. I'm just so happy because I can alternate between the sweet and the savory all I want. I don't have to choose. I get to have it all. And we should all have it all, shouldn't we? Let's try it. Try the sweet first because I make the rules. I'm an adult. I can have dessert first. I mean, what is not to love about banana toast? Oh my God. Savory. Here we go. Oh my gosh. I almost forgot to put the just egg patty on top. She said she used the just egg patty. Okay, now we try. This is gonna be a mess. I already know it. That is so good. This is a beautiful breakfast. I mean, sweet, savory. Got some protein from the peanut butter and the just egg patty. This is a delicious breakfast. It's sweet, it's savory. I mean, again, it's not anything new, but it's the fact that you get to have both. Yep. And I'm just gonna eat it a bite of each back and forth. I love this. Okay, let's move on to lunch. Everyone ready for lunchtime? Yeah, I know, I'm wearing a different shirt. Basically, I spilled juice all over my shirt. Okay, there, I said it. So Pamela has said that she loves to include a lot of beans in her diet. 3-bean salad is my kind of salad, rich in fiber, healthy fats, and plenty of micronutrients, and it's also so filling. So for this one, I'm gonna go with the New York Times Classic Bean Salad by Melissa Clark. This recipe is not only a healthy one, it is very easy. So we're using 3 different kinds of canned beans here. Canned beans are truly such a beautiful thing. Requires no forethought, and I can just go about my merry way. The work is done for me. And I feel the exact same way about today's sponsor, Rocket Money. Rocket Money is the personal finance app that helps you cancel subscriptions, lower bills, and manage your money better. Upon linking my credit cards and my savings account, I found out that I had an extra subscription with Adobe that I've been paying for and not even using. One of those started a free trial and then completely forgot about it situations. But Rocket Money does so much more than just saving you money on superfluous subscriptions. Rocket Money actually helps me on my path to becoming a responsible adult. Rocket Money not only tracks my expenses, it helps me to build a budget so I can track my spendings and build up a little savings of my own. Furthermore, being self-employed, I absolutely love that I can keep track of my tax deductible expenditures right there in Rocket Money. So that way end of year taxes aren't an absolute nightmare. So what are you waiting for? Save some money, grow your savings, and invest in your financial independence with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Merle or click the link in the description to get started for free. That's rocketmoney.com/Merle to get started for free. All right, let's get back to that bean salad. Okay, to the kitchen we go. Okay, so the first step, we're dealing with our shallots. So if you're using 2 small shallots, you can just thinly slice up one of them and put them in a bowl, and then thinly slice up the second one and set it aside. If you're dealing with one big shallot, then just thinly slice the whole thing and then divide it in half. I just googled what the difference between a shallot and an onion is. I guess shallots have a bit of a sweeter flavor, so if you ever need to drop that one at a party, that's gonna win you some friends. But basically what I'm saying is if you don't have shallots, then you can just use onion. Next, we're gonna get a bowl and we're going to add some vinegar. I'm just using apple cider vinegar, Dijon mustard, and a pinch of salt and pepper into the bowl. Once we've got it all in the bowl, go ahead and whisk that up. And while you're doing that, we're gonna slowly whisk in our oil. Now this is a lot of oil. It's about a half a cup of oil. If you wanna use less, that's your prerogative. I'm gonna do exactly what the New York Times said because oil, it's tasty. Then we're gonna add in our chickpeas, our cannellini beans, our kidney beans, celery, herbs like dried oregano, and some fresh parsley, and the rest of our sliced shallot, and just toss that whole thing until it's evenly coated. Then you can decide if you want to add more oil, more vinegar, more salt, more pepper, whatever you want. Again, thank you Melissa Clark for this recipe. That's it. That's really it. It's so simple, so easy. And it's supposed to make 4 to 6 servings, so new lunch idea? I think so. One note from our friend Melissa says that it actually gets more and more delicious after it sits, even though it's good like when you first make it. If you let it sit, it says it can sit at room temperature for 4 hours and then move it into the fridge, so I'm gonna do that. 3 bean salad. Let's give this a try. I'm very hopeful for this. This is a perfect midday little snack or little side dish. It's gonna fuel you up, give you energy. It might gas propel you as well, but it's really tasty. And it makes so much. Wow, that is good. I love the texture of the beans. The crunch from the celery and the parsley gives it a nice fresh light flavor. And then it gets a little more depth from the mustard. I'm like a New York Times food reviewer. Okay, not really, but those are my thoughts. It's delicious and it's healthy and it feels good to eat. So thanks, Pam. Okay, let's move on to dinner. All right, and for dinner, we're going to be making a bolognese. She talks about using plant-based beef crumble. So I'm gonna use another New York Times recipe. This time we're gonna do their mushroom walnut bolognese, but instead of the walnut, I'm gonna use beef crumble. So I'll have mushroom and beef crumble. I'm just using the Gardein beef. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like 18 grams of protein for like 3/4 of a cup. So that's pretty darn good. The one thing that I'm subbing in this recipe, 2 things actually. I'm still in my year of no drinking. So I don't have any red wine and it calls for red wine. Basically, I looked it up and John Oliver said you can just use water. The wine is used just to deglaze the pan, but you can also use like red wine vinegar with a little bit of water. So it calls for half a cup of red wine. I'm gonna use like a 1/4 cup red wine vinegar with a 1/4 cup of water to meet somewhere in the middle. You could use a non-alcoholic red wine. I don't have one, so. Well, the other thing that they use in this recipe is Marmite, and I was really bummed because Whole Foods didn't have Marmite. They were all out of it. And I really wanted to try it with this. They didn't have any. So the recipe said you can easily just not use it or swap it out or whatever. Those are my 2 adjustments. Let's get to cooking.
So the first thing we're going to do is heat our olive oil over medium-high heat. Add in half of our mushrooms, some fennel seeds, salt, and pepper. Then we're going to just mix all that up for about 6 minutes until it cooks down, releases some water, and browns up. Then we're gonna add in some soy sauce and some balsamic vinegar, like a nice thick syrupy balsamic vinegar, but you can opt out of the balsamic if you don't have it or you don't want it. Then you're gonna do the exact same thing with the other half of your mushrooms. This is just so that they cook evenly and that there's enough room for them in the pan. And then set them all aside. Using that same pan, you're gonna add in some onions, some celery, some carrot, and we're just gonna mix all that up and let those cook for about 7 minutes or so. Oh, and I almost forgot, add some more pepper and of course some more salt. Feel free to be a little bit generous with these. And we're gonna add in some garlic, oregano, red pepper flakes, and we're just gonna stir those until you can smell them, until they're fragrant. Then we're gonna add in some tomato paste, and this is when you'd add in the Marmite, but obviously we don't have any, so we're not going to. And just stir that up and then let it sort of caramelize for like 4 to 5 more minutes. This is where you'd add in your wine to deglaze. I'm using water and red wine vinegar instead. And we're just gonna let that sort of reduce a little bit until it's a little bit thicker. Then we add in our crushed tomatoes along with another cup of water. Then we are going to add in our beefless beef crumbles. These ones were just frozen together, that's why they look like that. We're going to simmer that over a nice high heat. Once it starts simmering and boiling, you can turn that down to like a medium low, and we're going to cover that, stirring it every once in a while, and that's going to sit for about 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay, this one was taxing a little bit, but let's just hope that the fruit of our labor is worth it. Took a long time, but it looks really good. So maybe I'll forgive the pasta. We'll see. That is tasty. That is very good. I think I would buy some non-alcoholic red wine in the future, just to bring it all together with like some nice earthy notes. But yeah, this is tasty. This is delicious. I have no complaints. And there's protein. We know I'm into that. Wow, Pamela, what a luxurious dinner. Sorry, it's 10 p.m. and my brain is turning off. So that's why I am at a loss for words. Thanks for the inspiration, Pam. Oh boy, hello. Okay, listen, I was a little cranky last night. I was a little bit cranky. Yes, I admit it. I was tired. It's really good. This is delicious. I'm so impressed by this whole array of recipes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. Pam, can I call you Pam? I've been calling you Pam for this entire video. Pamela, thank you for these delicious recipes. Even though they weren't technically yours, I think most of them, but still, the inspiration is there. You're an icon. Thank you for all you do for animal welfare, for our women, for everything. You rock. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know who you'd like me to eat like next, or any recipes you've seen that look fun. Tag me in them on Instagram or on TikTok. All my socials are in the description. All of my socials are basically the same. It's Merle Shea. And yeah, I had so much fun. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you had a good time. When in doubt, what would Pamela Anderson do? You know, that's what I'm gonna start asking myself. Ciao for now. Mwah. You girls wanna say goodbye? You wanna send everyone off? Look, a nice girl. TT's even a little cranky over there. Did I wake you up from your nap? Good girls. Bye. Fuck. No, this has been recording that whole time.